Welcome into the Max Stern Athletic Center. I'm Rami Pinchot alongside my partner in the booth, Sammy Katz. Tonight, an exciting matchup for you, the YU Max and the Manhattanville Valiants. The Max off to a hot start this season, 16-1 so far. Sammy, take me through the Max season so far.
Well, Rami, we know the Max are hot right now. They lost their first game of the season out on the West Coast, but since then, 16 straight for these fiery Max, sitting at number 1 in the conference. It's been a magical season for them as they've been ranked. For the first time, a team has been ranked in the Skyline Conference. Max sit at number 24 right now and are on a 16-game winning streak, as mentioned.
Sammy, it's been a few key players. No one new, really, have been the key components so far for the Max hot start, but take me through who it is on this Max team that we're looking for tonight.
Well, familiar faces as usual. Simcha Halpert, the senior leader of this team, has been quiet throughout the year, but last game against Purchase came up big as he's been battling some back pains. Came up big with 33 points, scoring 4 threes in a row to spark a run as they took down Purchase by 13, but it was really about a 20-point victory in our eyes. And Gabe Leifer, this guy has been number 1 in the conference. He's been the best player in the conference. He's bullying everybody down low, averaging the most rebounds in the conference, and he has been the key to victory in so many games, including Sarah Lawrence just a couple of nights ago when he knocked down a 3 with 10 seconds left to put them up by 2, which ultimately led to 2-point victory. And of course, Ryan Terrell. He is a spark. That guy scores everything that he puts up. Last game against Purchase, he slowed down a little bit, only shooting 2 for 11 from the field with 7 points. His first under 10 scoring output of the year. But look for Terrell to continue at his cap of number 2 scorer in the conference tonight.
That's the big 3 for the Max. And the Manhattanville Valiants back in the Skyline Conference after an exit from 2007. What can you tell me about them quickly?
So the Valiants run 4 guards, 1 forward sets to start. Their only forward that sits at 6'2", so look for the Max to really pressure them down low, And they run a very slow-paced offense. Mike Granda leading the way, averaging 46% from 3. So the YU defense has to look out for Granda beyond the arc as they run a little bit of a penetrating kick-type offense. So look for YU to close out on shooters very quickly at the start of the game to try to rattle them in the beginning.
Just over 2 minutes left until tip-off. Again, an exciting matchup this Saturday night. Stay with us. We have the YU Max and the Manhattanville Valiants. Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. Again, I'm Rami Pinchot alongside my partner in the booth, Sammy Katz. Sammy, a really nice ceremony there before the anthems.
Yeah, they gave a little bit of a tribute to Gabe Leifer, the 1,000-point scorer, the outstanding junior for this Max team. Number 4, standing at 6'4". He'll be a huge factor tonight and down the stretch. This guy's just a junior, Rami, and he's already eclipsed the 1,000-point mark, and he stands at number 28 all-time YU in terms of scoring.
Really unbelievable what Gabe has already done in his career. Starting lineup starting now. Sammy, what are some of the keys to the game here for the Max?
Well, Max sit at number 1 in the conference, while Manhattanville is number 3. So this is a big game if the Max look to continue their winning streak. And reminder, last year the Max won 17 in a row. That was a school record. And tonight they look to tie that school record, winning 17 in a row. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe later in this week against Williams College, they'll eclipse that mark. But we'll see what happens tonight. But as you mentioned, keys for tonight, the Max just have to control the pace, because we sometimes see that the Valiants, as we know, run a very slow-paced game. They're in the bottom percentage in all of D3 in terms of pace of play. So we'll see how the Max can control the break and break the Valiants' man-to-man defense.
Yeah, interesting, because the Valiants, not a big team, so you'd expect them to play faster than they do. But the Max, with a big size advantage tonight, Gabe Leifer could become really key down low.
Yeah, absolutely, Rami. As we mentioned, he is such a key to this game. He's a key to every Max game, to be honest, but he really spreads the floor well for them. If he starts getting in the post, look for Simcha to be able to get open looks, Terrell slicing to the basket, and I'm sure that this Max defense will look to out-rebound the Valiants. But listen, important to note, Manhattanville Valiants, yes, we're mentioning that they are a small team, but they mostly out-rebound their opponents. So the Max have to remember, no matter the size, you must crash the boards. And we'll see what happens. The Valiants, they like to spread their opponents out when they play offense. So that's how they crash the board, get some offensive rebounds. So we'll see if the Max can make sure to crash the boards on their own defensive end.
And Simcha Halpert, we've been used to seeing him score a lot of points. A little bit of an interesting season for him so far, but he broke out of it last game. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Simcha's had an up-and-down rocky season throughout this win streak, but last game, Simcha scored 33, most of them coming from beyond the arc, which we're definitely used to. Scored 4 threes in a row at one point, a hot streak to really pull the Max away from Purchase. But Simcha, nonetheless, will continue to be a spark plug for this offense, and he's been dealing with a lower back injury, so we'll see how that affects him throughout this one. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Simcha. I'm sure he'll no matter what be a big contributor for this team, whether it's scoring or in other ways.
Yeah, once again, the Max ranked number 24 in the country, according to Division3Hoops.com. That's the first time a Skyline team has been ranked since, I believe, 2014.
Purchase, yeah, the Purchase Panthers were ranked in 2014, and that's a long time ago, Rami. But this Yeshiva team, they're looking to make a statement in the last 8 games of the season, starting tonight, because they want to be known as a team that, whether they win the conference or not, should be elected by voters to be in that March Madness bracket. So we'll see if they can really push forward in that route in order to try to make themselves known, not only within the Skyline Conference, but in the national rankings as well.
We are just seconds away from tip-off. We'll go through the starting lineups really quickly for the Max. Familiar faces. We have Gabe Leifer, Ryan Terrell, Simcha Halpert, Bar Aloof, and Donnie Katz. And for the Manhattanville Valiants, we have Mike Granda, Jake Dunn, P.D. Galgano, Tommy Latito, and Kari Taylor. Interesting to note, JoJo Cobbs, a key component of this Valiants team, is out tonight with an injury.
Yeah, JoJo Cobbs averages almost 15 points a game, shoots 45% from the field. and he won't be playing with an injury.
First possession goes to the Valiants. It's number 3, Mike Granda on top, the leader of this team in scoring. A long 3 is no good. That was Jake Dunn. Rebound pulled down. It's now Bar Aloof with the ball. Aloof out to Donnie Katz. He'll look to Gabe in the post with a big size matchup. Gabe inside to Terrell, an easy layup. Max off to a good start. Manhattanville now the other way. They play 4 guards, like the space. That's P.D. Galgano over to Lotito. Now inside to Kari Taylor. Taylor goes up, fouled by Donnie Katz. He'll go to the line for 2.
Taylor, as we've been mentioning, the only forward in the starting lineups for the Valiants, sits at 6'2", just a freshman. He really asserted himself there, though, in the post against Katz, you know, trying to box up and gets to the line for the free throws. But Rami, on the other end, already we see very early that Gabe Leifer has made his presence known down low. Passes a great assist over to Terrell with a good pump fake, goes up for the layup. But that's the storyline for tonight. Can YU use their size and their speed on this Manhattanville Valiants defense in order to put points in the hoop?
Taylor there, 0 for 2 from the line, shooting under 50% from the line for the season. No surprise he missed both there. Aloof now up top. Over to Donnie Katz. Now Leifer on top. He'll survey over to Katz, looking to Terrell in the post. A nice defensive play there by Granda to pick it off. Pulls up for 3 now, and Granda hits it.
Granda already early, 1 for 1 from behind the arc. This guy loves shooting the 3, averaging almost 16 points a game, but 43% from 3.
Yeah, Granda's really a guy the Macs have to key in on to stop this Manhattanville offense. Leifer now on the wing, into Terrell in the post. Terrell cross court to Katz. Katz, 3 from the corner, no good. Aloof though with the rebound. Aloof inside will kick out to Leifer. Leifer from deep. Leifer hits it for 3.
From one big man's miss to another big man's drain, Gabe Leifer there at the top of the key, ever so reliant from behind the arc. Gabe has been stout in all facets of the game this season.
Gabe really can do it all, inside, outside. We saw a little bit of that outside shooting right there. Max now on defense. A lot of arms. And Leifer with a big rejection. It'll be Halpert the other way. Over to Terrell. Terrell into the lane. Draws the foul.
Great rejection down low there by Leifer. Comes back on the other end and proves not only can he put the ball in the bucket, but he can play some defense as well. And Gabe Leifer shoots 44% clip from behind the arc. So as much as we're discussing Mike Granda on the Manhattanville sideline shooting 43%, Gabe Leifer not too bad himself, 1 for 1 tonight.
Yeah, the biggest guy on the court for the Macs, shooting over 40% from 3. That's a modern big man for you, Sammy.
That'll always be a good combo for that 1,000-point club right there, Rami.
And Gabe Leifer with a big block on the defensive end. He averages almost 2 blocks a game. We'll look for him to block a few more shots here tonight. The Macs now on defense, up 7-3. That's Jake Dunn now into the corner. Shot is up and good. P.D. Galgano, the sophomore, for 3.
Galgano shoots at a nice 45% clip from behind the arc. He's not averaging too many points, but he's a stellar offensive player and very good on defense for Manhattanville.
Leifer now again with the size advantage. Finds Aloof cutting back door. Aloof now draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
I'm sure this has been mentioned in every Max broadcast throughout the season. Aloof, we didn't see him last year. We saw him the year before. He is really just a steady scorer on the offensive end. He loves to shoot that ball. And we see him slicing inside for an important trip to the line right now as YU finds himself up by 1 3 minutes into this one.
And we already see the Macs looking to get the ball inside here on every possession. Again, a real size advantage for this Macs team in this one. Aloof hit the first. Macs are up 2. Second on its way is good. Bar Aloof gets both, extending this Macs lead now to 3 points. It's Petey Galgano up on top, over to Jake Dunn. Dunn guarded by Leifer. Now over to Granda, guarded by Ryan Terrell. Granda will take a screen. Now over to Dunn. Dunn will pull up for mid-range. Shot is good. A nice looking shot there from Jake Dunn.
The mid-range game is not dead. Great pull-up there from Dunn. Way to find the open floor and knock down.
Aloof now from mid-range on the other end, no good. Rebound fought for and collected by Kari Taylor. Now Granda up on top, over to Dunn once again. Dunn inside. A nice bounce pass to Kari Taylor and blocked by Gabe Leifer. But the Valiants retain possession. Three is no good. Max the other way. Terrell now to Halpert. Pass is tipped and knocked out of bounds by Matt Bielenda.
Yeah, great recovery defense by Bielenda there as the Max found themselves on a break. Manhattanville, smart to note that they don't want Simcha to get hot, especially on the break, so they're keying in on him early.
Leifer now in the post. Big size advantage there. Into Donnie Katz, a nice dish. Katz finishes with the left.
You can see already Leifer's size advantage overdone, forcing Taylor to double, allowing Donnie to find himself free underneath for an easy two.
Dunn guarded by Leifer inside with the left. No good. Shot challenged nicely by Leifer. Aloof now the other way. He'll set it up and call a play. Over to Halpert, now back to Bar Aloof. Donnie Katz now on the wing, into the post to Gabe Leifer. Leifer to the middle, a nice finish there, good touch by Gabe Leifer.
A nifty move for Leifer, who just towers over seemingly Kari Taylor down low. Makes a nice nifty play, gets his right hand free, finds himself two.
Jake Dunn now will get a screen from Kari Taylor. Dunn guarded by Leifer, inside again. Leifer a good job of not fouling and collects the rebound.
Already Leifer without fouling has shown that he has a defensive presence down low, blocking two shots and forcing two turnovers already.
There a turnover by Bar Aloof. The Valiants the other way. A nice behind the back pass to Kari Taylor, finishes on the foul.
Great break there from Mike Granda, leading the way for the Valiants with that nifty behind the back pass, Rami.
Kari Taylor to the line for one after that and one foul. Checking in now for the Max, Tyler Hode and Ofek Reef, the freshman from Texas.
Yeah, Rami, these two have been, important in the last few games. Ofek throughout the season. Tyler saw a spike in minutes in the last one, provided some good energy off the bench, leading the way, holding the ball up top for the Max. And Ofek Reef has been consistent throughout. The last few games, though, have been a little bit shaky, but last night against Purchase, or a few nights ago, against Purchase, Ofek found the right ship, and he really helped spark the Max off the bench to that big victory.
Taylor could not convert the and one at the other end. Now 0 for 3 from the line. Max are still up by 3. Halper now into Leifer. He's guarded by Taylor. Cross court to Hode. Hode, a nice dish to Terrell. Up for the layup, no good, but collects his own rebound. Terrell up, tough, no good off glass, but he will go to the line for two.
It's amazing. We know Terrell as this shooter and as this guard, but must be noted, Ryan Terrell sits at 6'7" and towers over these Valiant defenders, collects his own rebound there, and a tough play on the glass to get himself to the line for two.
Terrell, first shot is good. Just over 14 minutes to play here. The Max up 14-10. Already really asserting themselves inside with this size advantage.
And that's why you see Manhattanville head coach Chris Alessi go to the bench, pulling in their forward Jackson Leach, 6'5" freshman. Manhattanville is looking to maybe counter some defensive energy from their big men on YU's offensive presence.
Granda now up on top for Manhattanville. Stumbles with the ball a little bit, but collects himself. Now into the corner. Cross-court pass and a pull-up. That's Matt Bielenda. Shot is no good. Rebound collected by Gabe Leifer. Max the other way. It's Ofek Reef back out to Tyler Hode. Now Leifer to his left. Up off the glass and good. Too easy there for Gabe Leifer.
Leifer already stuffing the stat sheets, has a couple of blocks, couple of buckets, couple of rebounds, And you know what? Even an assist in the beginning of the game as well.
Galgano now passes tipped. Ofek Reef the other way. Over to Terrell, and Terrell finishes on the break for the Max, extending this lead to 8 points.
You know, they should start calling Ofek Reef the Energizer Bunny off the bench. This guy plays starter minutes, provides amazing energy for the Max, especially on the defensive end, and we saw that there with that steal and break.
Galgano's layup is no good. Leifer now the other way, looking to extend this Max lead. Leifer inside. Shot is no good. Rebound collected by Jake Dunn. Dunn ahead to Granda. Granda crosses over, but it's tipped by Halpert. Granda now inside. Ball is kicked back out to Dunn. Some stout defense so far here for the Max. Galgano now over to Jackson Leach. Leach called for a travel, shuffled his feet a little bit before going up with that one.
Yeah, Rami, you could see on the defensive end, the Max clearly prepared themselves well as a timeout is called by the Valiants. Just to continue with that point, the Max have clearly prepared well on the defensive end for this 4-guard set that the Valiants run. They've been playing great closeout defense up top, not allowing for the shooters to free themselves, and on the interior, the Max have just been too powerful, including on the defensive end, not allowing any of the Valiant big men to be comfortable down low.
Just a quick note, next Saturday night, YU's next home game, the Max take on Mount St. Vincent at 8:30 right here at maxlive.com. Make sure to tune in for that exciting Skyline Conference matchup.
Yeah, Rami, these matchups down the stretch for Yeshiva University are no easy task. They find themselves in many conference matchups towards the end of the season. 8 games remaining, a few road games to note as well, and this is an important time for them because, of course, the win streak is in the back of their minds, and of course, this record-setting season is in the back of their minds. But they want to remember what the true goal is: to continue to retain that #1 seed in the playoffs, to try to secure home court advantage. As we hear in the background, some cheers coming from the stands. This home court is so key for this Max team.
Back out of that timeout, 18-10, Max leading with 12.5 minutes to play. A really good start so far here for the Max. Ofek Reef now inside to the corner to Leifer. Leifer for 3, it is good. Gabe Leifer with a hot start here tonight.
Yeah, Leifer with that 3, he's the familiar face. A couple of new check-ins for the Max. That's Eitan Halpert, Caleb Malobsky, but Gabe Leifer, the ever so consistent Mac, draining the 3 on the other end.
Malobsky wide open inside. Good find by Tyler Hode. Malobsky finishes and the foul. Max lead is 13.
Tyler Hode with a beautiful find inside. Malobsky providing a nice big presence down low. You know, he's the type of guy in this game that you can find break out a little bit, right? Malobsky just a big presence. He's a big man. He can really bully the Valiants down low.
Malobsky, 6'6" junior from Denver, Colorado. A real presence on this Max team so far. A good backup to Gabe Leifer inside, providing a lot of good size for this Max team.
Yeah, all you need from a backup forward, he averages 4.5 points a game, 4 rebounds. You know, he doesn't come in for too many minutes, but when he does, he really makes himself efficient.
Granda now into the middle. Kick is outside. Ball is tipped out of bounds. It'll be the Valiants inbounding with just under 12 minutes to play here. Max are up 14. Granda now dribbles, guarded by Tyler Hode. Some suffocating defense there by Hode. Jake Dunn inside, goes up, fouled. That goes against Tyler Hode, his first foul.
Jake Dunn, it's interesting to note, this guy is a sophomore, yet he stands as one of the captains for the Valiants team. He averages just over 11 points per game and only shoots it at 26% from 3, yet most of his points come from beyond the arc. However, we see Dunn with a key free throw there to try to keep Manhattanville in this one. It is an important last few minutes of the first quarter. I mean, I know we haven't even eclipsed the halfway mark of the first quarter, but you know, with YU's offense, they're able to sizzle at points, and they can really run away from this Valiants team quickly.
Jake Dunn connects on both there from the line, cutting this Max lead now to 12 points. Tyler Hode now the other way. The Valiant's looking to extend a little bit of pressure here on the Max. It's Halpert over to Hode, now over to Ofek Reef. Reef looks to drive, nothing there. Out to Malobsky. Now Eitan Halpert will pull up for three, and it is good. Eitan Halpert with a nice looking three ball there.
Halpert not shy, puts that one up without hesitation from beyond the arc. You love to see that from the young sophomore.
Granda now inside, passes to no one. Terrell the other way, crowd wants a dunk. He's defended, goes up for the layup, no good. Rebound collected by Manhattanville. They'll push the other way. It's Granda inside, collects the contact but cannot finish. Some good defense there by Eitan Halpert.
Great transition there by the Max. They had three defenders on the other end, not allowing Granda to find an open lane.
Max now on the other end. Eitan Halpert pulls up for three, rattles around and drops. Eitan Halpert back-to-back trays.
Halpert once again, no hesitation as his brother Simcha awaits entry. Halpert just draining that one, 2 in a row.
And Halpert now with a steal, and he is fouled. Foul will go against the Valiants. That's Matt Biolenda.
Crowd doesn't like that one, Rami.
Foul goes against Eitan Halpert, both number 15. That got confusing when the ref motioned over to the sideline. Did not look like Eitan Halpert fouled him there.
Yeah, the crowd doesn't like that one, Rami. Halpert clearly hot right now. Had the steal, was going in for a transition layup. But you know what? Ref slowed that one down, called the foul as they saw it, and the Max still retain an 18-point lead.
Eitan Halpert really hot so far in this one as Jake Dunn pulls up from for a long triple. Lead is now 15 for the Max. Halpert now up top, over to his brother Simcha. Malobsky now with a good-looking pass to Terrell. Simcha now back into Malobsky. Malobsky over to Ofek Reef. Max patient here on offense. Now it's Terrell at the elbow. Terrell looking for Reef on the back door, not there. Stolen away by the Valiants. Jake Dunn will settle it down up on top, guarded by Ofek Reef. He'll get a pick to his right. Passes over to Wesley Kra. Kra can't finish. Now Ofek Reef the other way. Reef to Terrell. Terrell lob to Reef. Look for the one-handed stuff. Could not get it to go. Would have been a really exciting dunk there for the Max off the alley-oop. No good. The Valiants now the other way, and it's Petey Galgano for three from the corner.
Rami, that was a key 8-point swing. We saw Eitan Halpert with the foul on the steal, would have been 2. The Manhattanville Valiants drain a 3 with Jake Dunn, and now again Simcha trying to foul on the transition, doesn't get the call, and the Valiants drain yet another 3, find themselves down by 12.
Sometimes you go for the flashy play, it doesn't end up paying off. Valiants now on the other end. Jake Dunn with another long 3, no good this time. Terrell collects the board.
Dunn shot that one from the A of the NCAA mark on the floor, 30 feet out, couldn't collect.
Simcha Halpert for 3, no good, back iron. Rebound collected by the Valiants' Kari Taylor. Wesley Kra now the other way. They will call timeout, Manhattanville does, as they cross half court. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
Rami, just to recap, as we noted over the last 2 minutes, we saw a major swing. Eitan Halpert had scored 2 threes in a row, pushed the lead to 18, and then seemingly had a steal and was going in for another bucket, but got called on the foul. And on the other end, Jake Dunn cashed a long 3, and when the Max had the ball on the next play on transition, went up for that alley-oop, couldn't convert, and the Manhattanville Valiants didn't let them have the end of it and drained a 3 of their own. So now Manhattanville is down by 12 with 8.5 minutes to go.
That's right, Sammy. A huge crowd on hand tonight. This Saturday night Skyline Conference matchup looks to be near capacity here in the Max Stern Athletic Center.
You know, Rami, you never know about these Saturday night games. A lot of the in-towners like to go home for Shabbos, don't make their way back for these Motzei Shabbos games, but it's a great crowd so far tonight.
And as I said that, President Ari Berman enters the gym. Rabbi Ari Berman enters the gym on hand here to watch this incredible Yeshiva University Maccabees team play. That's Wesley Kra from the baseline. A mid-range jumper gets it to go, cutting this max lead now to 10. Simcha Halpert now on the wing into Leifer in the post. It's Leifer, Aluf, Simcha Halpert, Terrell, and Eitan Halpert on the court now for the max. Aluf now inside to Gabe Leifer. Leifer to the wing to Simcha Halpert. Out to Terrell. Shot clock is at 5. Terrell with a pretty move inside. Layup no good off the front iron, but a little bit of a late foul call there. Goes Terrell's way. He'll head to the line now for 2.
Great ball movement there for YU, but at the end of the possession seemed a little stagnant. Terrell with a beautiful, beautiful move there to get himself inside and converts in order to get to the line for 2 shots.
Terrell now at the line looking to extend this YU lead. First shot up and good, lead is 11.
Terrell averages 75% from the line. That one's good. They'll look for him to push the lead back to 12 right now with the second free throw.
Second free throw up and good. Max lead is now 12. Valiant's the other way. It's Tommy Latito with the ball. The Valiant's going to look to get something going here before the end of this first half. It's Galgano now over to Latito. Latito over to Kra. Kra inside to his right hand. No good. Rebound collected by Gabe Leifer. Eitan Halpert inside to his brother Simcha. Simcha, a nice hook shot. Gets it to go. 34-20, max lead.
Simcha not finding it so far tonight from the outside, but finds himself inside there with a little bit of a hook layup. He needs that to get going. He needed to see something fall in the bucket.
Latito now over to Corey Madden, recently checked into the game. Madden spins around Bar Aluf, kicks it outside now. It's Galgano inside to Kari Taylor. He can't get it to go. Another rebound collected by Gabe Leifer. Eitan Halpert now will slow it down over to Simcha on top. Simcha over to Gabe. Gabe looking for something. Nothing doing. He'll dribble and pass over to Eitan Halpert. Eitan to Simcha in the corner. Simcha pulls up for 3. It's good.
And as we mentioned it, in last offensive possession, Simcha just needed to see that ball go into the hoop. Now finds himself draining a 3 the possession later. 5 in a row for Sim.
Simcha can get hot in a hurry, as you mentioned earlier. 7 threes in the game Thursday night. Taylor inside, puts it up, and it is good. Cutting this lead now to 15 points.
Taylor shoots at a whopping 58% from the field as he shoots many of his shots from down low. However, we haven't seen him, be so consistent tonight. He's missed a bunch of layups down low.
No good, but he'll go to the line for 2.
As Taylor converts on one end, Leifer tries to body him up in the other, going up for the layup, finding himself at the line, shooting 2.
That's now 6 team fouls for Manhattanville, something to keep track of. The next one, and they are in the bonus.
Gabe shoots at a 71% clip from the line, misses the first. Yeshiva would look to get this lead, to about 20 to go into halftime. That would be incredibly comfortable. As on the other end, Manhattanville would try to get it to within single digits with 5:51 remaining in the first half.
Mike Granda now back into the game for Manhattanville as he collects that rebound. Granda, again, the leading scorer for this Manhattanville team, has not gotten going yet so far. Granville will dribble around. Over to Dunn. Dunn now to Galgano. Galgano for 3. No good. Rebound Gabe Leifer. Bar Aluf now the other way. Aluf over to Leifer. Donnie Katz back into the game now as the pass goes into Simcha Halpert. No good. Ball out of bounds. Max will retain possession.
Simcha pleading for the foul. Seemingly got hit on the back of the head there, but Max will retain possession, as you mentioned. 5.5 remaining.
Simcha inbounds to Ryan Terrell. Terrell to Katz to Leifer. Katz will screen for Simcha. Nothing there. Aluf now inside. Out to Simcha. Simcha trips but gets it over to Leifer. Simcha now in the corner into Donnie Katz. Shot clock running down. And Katz into Leifer. Finishes as the shot clock expires.
Good vision there from Katz with the shot clock expiring. Finds Lifer down low for the easy 2. Swift move there from the Max.
Kari Taylor now inside, guarded by Donnie Katz. And a foul called against Donnie Katz. Coach and Donnie Katz don't like the call.
Coach Steinmetz livid there, as that is the second call that went against the Max in the last 5 minutes. The first against Halpert on the steal, and now against Katz down low. Halpert pleading with this ref, the same ref twice, to maybe watch those calls.
Granda now for 3. Air ball is long. Katz a little frustrated coming off the court. He's in some foul trouble. We'll have to take it to the bench seemingly for the rest of this first half. Bar Aloof now up top. Over to Terrell. Terrell inside to Simcha. A reach around steal. Simcha thought he was fouled. And Manhattanville now will go the other way. It's Mike Granda up on top. He'll get a screen. Now inside, he'll kick it back out to Galgano. Galgano looking to get around Bar Aloof and can't. Kicks it outside. Now a drive and dish to Kari Taylor, who finishes inside.
Good move there by Taylor, and on the other end, last possession, Simcha pleading to the refs that was a little bit of a hook on the steal. Simcha yelling at the ref a little bit, and Coach Alessi from Manhattanville pleading for a tech, so we'll see how that situation heats up.
Terrell now driving. A foul looks like it was called, and it was. Foul will go against number 5, P.D. Galgano.
That's Galgano's second foul as Terrell attempting to slice around him to the hoop. And as mentioned earlier, Terrell sits at 6'7", Galgano sits at 6 feet. These two sophomores going head to head, but Terrell clearly has the height advantage, which put him right now at the line for a 1-and-1.
Ofek Reef checks back into the game. He'll check out Bar Aloof. Terrell now at the line. Max are up 15 with just under 4 minutes to play in this first half. Terrell connects on the first end of the 1-and-1.
Important free throw there for Ryan, connecting on the front end of the 1-and-1, pushing the lead back to 16. Malobsky stands down low as the only Max player, being bodied up there by Taylor on the second free throw.
Terrell shooting 75% from the free throw line this year, and he gets the second one to go. Now 41-24, Max lead late in this first half. Valiants with the ball. It's Granda inside, over to Kari Taylor. Taylor, a little bit wild, flicks the shot up, no good. Max pushed the other way. Ofek Reef inside. He is fouled, and he will go to the line for 2.
Great defense on one end by Malobsky, using all body to body up Taylor, not allowing him to find the easy lane. And on the other end, Reef on a quick, fast break. Smart play, putting that up for the layup as he's getting fouled, not allowing for them to just take easy fouls, granting himself 2 shots instead of a 1-and-1.
Yeah, a good, strong take there from Ofek Reef, providing energy off the bench as he has all season long, as Reef hits the first of his 2 free throws. Second shot is up and good. 2 for 2 from the line there for Ofek Reef.
Yeah, Reef shoots at 70% from the line, cashes in 2 for 2 tonight. The Max have been great from the line.
3 is up and is good. That's Chris Maestra, the sophomore of the Valiants. Malobsky, a nice dish to Ofek Reef, finishes with a pretty finger roll.
These 2 guys off the bench, Malobsky and Reef, have made their presence known thus far in this one.
And Jake Dunn with a long triple on the other end for the Valiants, cutting this lead back to 15 points. You cannot fall asleep on Jake Dunn. He will pull up from anywhere on the court.
Dunn, once again, Rami, pulls that one up from the A of the NCAA mark, about 30 feet out, cashes that one. Earlier he had missed from that exact spot, but felt confident enough, puts that one in, cuts the lead to just 15 for the Max.
Sammy, 3 minutes left to play. Max are up 15. What do you look for from them to perhaps get this lead up to 20 before we head into the break?
So Rami, it really starts, I think, with the energy sparks that came off the bench. Malobsky and Reef right now clearly find themselves in a bit of a groove. These guys are playing excellent defense, which translates on the offensive end. A couple of steals, some great defense down low by Malobsky. And Ofek Reef really pushing the fast break. And you know what? That'll be a key right now. If they can just push the ball on this slow-paced Valiance team in order to convert on a couple more buckets before the half and really extend this lead to one that seems unmanageable as we enter the break.
Back now out of the timeout. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in this first half. Max up 45-30. Max looking to get to the 50-point mark here in the first half. They've been a high-scoring team all season, averaging 85 points a game, on pace to beat their average so far here in this game.
And Rami, as you say that, it's interesting to mention that Manhattanville averages holding their opponents to under 70 a game. So it's this little offense versus defense conundrum that we see ourselves in tonight. But YU so far scoring 45 with 2.5 remaining in the first half, on pace, as you mentioned, to eclipse their mark of 85 per game.
A long three there from Corey Madden, and he hits it. Some long-range bombs going in here so far for the Valiants, keeping them in this game.
Madden pumped up because he knows that that three is very important, cutting this one to 12. As we mentioned, that's definitely a key for Manhattanville to try to cut it to within 10 before the break.
Leifer inside, he is fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Coming up, the halftime show. Stay with us though, we have an exciting second half coming up between the Max and the Valiants.
Here's Leifer at the line, and as mentioned earlier, shoots 71% from the stripe. Cashes in, that's, I believe, 3 for 3 from tonight from the line. And he'll look to convert on the second, push this lead back to 14 with 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
Leifer up with his second. Shot is good. 2 for 2 from the line there for Gabe Leifer. Mike Granda now on the other end for the Valiants. Granda over to Madden. Madden drives and kicks. Back now to Madden in the other corner. Up for 3, and that is good. Some hot shooting for the Valiants to close out this first half.
Madden's got those hot shoes, and they go along with right now his hot shooting. 2 for 2 in the last few possessions.
Simcha, a nice dish inside to Malobsky, who finishes, extending this lead back to 13 for the Max. Valiants quickly the other way. That's Matt Bialenda inside. Spins and is fouled by Malobsky.
You could tell not only on that play by Bialenda, but on the last few possessions, the Valiants have clearly been running the floor. That's something they must have talked about in their timeout that took place at about 3 minutes remaining in the half. They clearly, are excited about running down the floor right now, pushing the pace and trying to score a couple more buckets just to close down that gap. They've really done a good job, Rami, at sticking around. That's been something that, we've been talking about throughout the half. That the Max can really extend the lead to, anywhere from 18 to 20. But Manhattanville has done a great job at sticking it, anywhere from 10 to 15, and they'll look to try to convert on the second free throw and break it to 12 right now.
Yeah, this long-range shooting for the Valiants, keeping them in this game so far in this first half, as Matt Bialenda connects on his second free throw. Tyler Hode brings the ball up for the Max, just into the game for Caleb Malobsky. Hode now up on top, over to Terrell. Terrell inside to Gabe Leifer. Another size advantage for him in the post. Pass looked for a wide open Terrell, but it was tipped. Good hustle back on defense by Leifer. Pokes the ball out of bounds. It'll be Valiant's ball on the baseline.
Sloppy play on one end by Leifer, but incredible hustle there to track Corey Madden on the break. Poke that one away. It's important, that these Max have that type of hustle, especially when they commit a turnover on one end, to really come back on the defensive end strong.
Madden inbounds to Dunn. He's guarded by Tyler Hode in the corner. Over to Granda, now over to Madden. Madden, jump stop into the middle, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Max, it'll be Tyler Hode the other way. Leifer collected that board. Looks like he was nicked up a little bit. Hurt his ankle last game, could be a little bit of a disturbance. And then the other way, he banks in the 3. Looks like that ankle's okay.
Leifer hears us talking about his ankle and says, I'm all right, don't worry about me. Banks in that one. Doesn't even care. Cashed in for 3 points.
Manhattanville 3 is no good. Leifer now brings the ball up the other way. He'll go around to Simcha Halpert's screen. Simcha looks like he got hit in the face. A foul is called. It's going to go against Simcha Halpert. Initially, now the refs are talking it out. We'll see what the refs come up with. One ref approaches the table, and he will call a foul the other way. That will go against the Valiants.
Yeah, that one will go against Bielenda. Aggressive, trying to break through that screen by Simcha. And Coach Alessi clearly not happy about that change of call.
One ref saw it on Simcha, the other ref came over, saw it on Bielenda. You can't blame the Valiants coach for being a little bit disappointed in that one.
Yeah, of course, but you have to commend the refs. You know, got together, tried to make the right call. Whether it was right or not in Coach Alessi's eyes, that call was, they did a good job there by the refs, you know, to get together, have that little huddle, make sure that they were making the right call before the half.
Yep, it's about getting the call right at the end of the day. You're always going to disappoint some people. As Simcha Halpert's first free throw is up and good, Mac's lead is up to 16 points with 29 seconds to play in this first half. Second shot up and also good. Barely even touched the net there for Simcha Halpert.
Yeah, that's a rarity for Simcha to touch the rim, and you saw there, he wasn't diverting from his normality. He cashed that free throw in easily. And the Macs are up by 17 with just 16 seconds remaining in the first half.
Shot clock is turned off. It's Granda up on top. Kevin Boker just into the game. Picks him up. A double team and poked away by Ryan Terrell off of his long arm. It'll still be Valiant's ball on the sideline. Coach Steinmetz, runs to check in Eitan Halpert into the game. Will pull Simcha Halpert out, not wanting him to pick up another foul. Thrown off of Tyler Hode's back and up for three by Jake Dunn, and he hits it. Hode was turned the other way. Dunn threw it off his back and pulls up for the triple, cutting this lead to 14 points to end the first half.
Wait, Rami, we see there might have been a change in possession there as Ofek threw that ball up with 2.5 seconds remaining, and it hit the top net on the ceiling, seemingly stopping the clock with around 1 second remaining, and it'll be Valiant's ball out of bounds off the Max.
Yeah, Ofek Reef took that ball after the inbounds off the three, threw it up full court, and it hit the netting on top of this Max Stern Athletic Center. The Valiant's inbounds, it's Jake Dunn off glass, off rim, no good. Max up 54-40 at the end of the first half. We will be back after this halftime show in about 5 minutes. Stay with us for this exciting second half between the Max and the Valiants.
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Shalom, my name is Rabbi Yaakov Trump, and I serve the esteemed community of the Young Israel of Lawrence Cedarhurst, and I want to reach out to you about the OIC, which is the Orthodox Israel Coalition. And perhaps you have not heard about this yet, but right now is a critical moment for the World Zionist Congress. The voting for the World Zionist Congress for its delegates begins on January 21st, 2020, and there is a large slate for the Vote Torah Party, which is under Mizrahi with the auspices, working together with the OU, with YU, with the RCA, with Amit, with Torah College, with Bnei Akiva and Torah Mitzion, as one coalition, saying that when it comes to agenda setting in the Jewish world, whether it be in Israel or in the diaspora, those decisions, those votes should take into account the growing Torah community, which is what we are part of. In order to be able to do that, we have a large slate of leaders from across the world, and specifically in America, it's the opportunity to vote. I encourage you to find out more, to take a look at the slate of almost 500 leaders for the OIC, and take a moment to vote and make a difference. Have a fantastic day.
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. The Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Emphasis is placed on manual techniques and individualized home exercise programs. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Many patients respond well to progressive physical therapy. PM&R, the proud sponsor of the YU Maccabees men's basketball team. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Shalom, my name is Rabbi Yaakov Trump and I serve the esteemed community of the Young Israel of Lawrence Cedarhurst, and I want to reach out to you about the OIC, which is the Orthodox Israel Coalition. And perhaps you have not heard about this yet, but right now is a critical moment for the World Zionist Congress. The voting for the World Zionist Congress for its delegates begins on January 21st, 2020, and there is a large slate for the Vote Torah Party, which is under Mizrahi with the auspices, working together with the OU, with YU, with RCA, with Amit, with Torah College, with Bnei Akiva and Torah Mitzion, as one coalition, saying that when it comes to agenda setting in the Jewish world, whether it be in Israel or in the diaspora, those decisions, those votes should take into account the growing Torah community, which is what we are part of. In order to be able to do that, we have a large slate of leaders from across the world, and specifically in America. It's the opportunity to vote. I encourage you to find out more, to take a look at the slate of almost 500 leaders for the OIC, and take a moment to vote and make a difference. Have a fantastic day.
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. The Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Emphasis is placed on manual techniques and individualized home exercise programs. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Many patients respond well to progressive physical therapy. PM&R, the proud sponsor of the YU Maccabees men's basketball team. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. If you're living with pain that affects your quality of life, we're here to help. Since its inception in 1986, the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Whether you want to get back to playing sports again or simply walk around pain-free, the PMR Center is here for you. We'll help you feel like yourself again. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
Shalom, my name is Rabbi Yaakov Trump and I serve the esteemed community of the Young Israel of Lawrence Cedarhurst, and I want to reach out to you about the OIC, which is the Orthodox Israel Coalition. And perhaps you have not heard about this yet, but right now is a critical moment for the World Zionist Congress. The voting for the World Zionist Congress for its delegates begins on January 21st, 2020, and there is a large slate for the Vote Torah Party, which is under Mizrahi with the auspices, working together with the OU, with YU, with the RCA, with Amit, with Torah College, with Bnei Akiva and Torah Mitzion, as one coalition, saying that when it comes to agenda setting in the Jewish world, whether it be in Israel or in the diaspora, those decisions, those votes should take into account the growing Torah community, which is what we are part of. In order to be able to do that, we have a large slate of leaders from across the world, and specifically in America, it's the opportunity to vote. I encourage you to find out more, to take a look at the slate of almost 500 leaders for the OIC, and take a moment to vote and make a difference. Have a fantastic day.
Did you know that 90% of low back pain and sciatica can be treated without surgery? After a detailed evaluation, our physical therapists use gentle, hands-on techniques to alleviate most forms of low back pain. Our physicians have expertise in medication management, as well as a variety of interventional techniques, including trigger point injections. By utilizing a combination of these options, we can help you today. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. The Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has been providing its patients with the best possible care of sports, spine, orthopedic, and neuromuscular conditions. Emphasis is placed on manual techniques and individualized home exercise programs. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey. At the PMR Center, we strive to find the right physical therapy and hand therapy program for you. PM&R, the proud sponsor of Yeshiva University Athletics. Let us help you reach your goals at one of our 5 locations in New York and New Jersey.
6 minutes to go until this second half kicks off. Sammy, a really interesting first half. Macs are up 14 after the first half. Gabe Leifer, once again, a huge first half for the Macs.
Yeah, Rami. Gabe Leifer came out hot at the start. Humongous first half for him, shooting 6 for 7 from the field, 3 for 3 from behind the arc, with 17 total points and 11 rebounds. Gabe already with a double-double, and those are right around his stats, Rami. He averages 17.5 points a game, 13.5 rebounds a game. He leads the conference in the rebounding category, and right now he already has had a stellar game with 17 and 11 and a plus 17-point margin when Leifer is on the floor for the Macs.
On the other end for Manhattanville, their leading scorer, Mike Granda, a 16-point-per-game player with a very quiet first half for the Valiants.
Yeah, the Valiants captain, Granda, just shooting 1 for 4 from the field, that being a 3-pointer. But he has 3 assists, and he's keeping himself relevant on the fast break. You know, that's the real key that Manhattanville has used to keep themselves in the game.
Yeah, and Granda, a hot shooter. He can get going at any time. We saw in the first half, it was Jake Dunn mostly getting hot, a little bit of Madden there for the Valiants. But overall, a quiet half for Granda. Manhattan, though, stuck around. How'd they do it, Sammy?
As you mentioned, Jake Dunn really kept them in the game at points when Manhattanville was down and out. They got a couple of good calls, pushed their luck that way, and Jake Dunn with a couple of long-range 3-point balls, along with a 6-point scoring outburst from Corey Madden off the bench. Him as well. You know, he really kept the Valiants in this one throughout this half, and they only find themselves down by 14.
Going into the second half, Sammy, what would you say are the keys for the Macs to pick up this win here against Manhattanville?
I think we'll see down the stretch the ball continue to be pushed they'll continue to just use their size down low in order to create open shots on the perimeter for guys like Simcha and Ryan Terrell on the outside, and look for them to stop the Manhattanville break. Manhattanville generally a slower paced team, but they'll look to continue to slow them down throughout the second half.
A little over 3 minutes to go until this second half kicks off. Once again, Max 54, Manhattanville 40. Stay with us for the second half. Welcome back into the Max Stern Athletic Center. An exciting second half on hand here between the Yeshiva University Max and the Manhattanville Valiants. Max up 14 going into the second half.
Yeah, Rami, this number 1 Max team in the Skyline Conference leading the number 3 seeded Valiants. And the Max, as we have mentioned, ranked number 24 overall in Division 3 throughout the country. A big night for them to continue to extend that 16-game win streak, push it to 17, tying a school record.
Starting lineup here on for the Max. It's Donnie Katz, Gabe Leifer, Ryan Terrell, Bar Aloof, and Simcha Halpert. Halpert inside, floater is good, and the foul.
Great take there from Simcha. He sported an ace bandage wrapping around his lower back during halftime because he's been struggling a back injury, but he comes out hot to start the second half with 2 and headed to the line for 1 more.
Yeah, nice to see Simcha off to a good start here in the second half. Again, he's battled injuries all season, but he can still get hot just like he always has been able to.
Yeah, and with that 3 points, Simcha has eclipsed double digits with 10 points tonight. An important 10 as the Macs find themselves up by 17.
It's Mike Granda up on top. Now over to Dunn. Dunn guarded by Leifer. Over back to Granda. Granda guarded by Terrell. Crosses over to the baseline. Kick out to Dunn. Now into a wide open Kari Taylor. Donnie Katz lost him inside. A little bit of a miscommunication there on defense for the Macs.
And that's generally the Manhattanville mantra. It's to find that interior, either slicing it down the middle, find the baseline in order to create openings, whether it be on the outside or the inside.
Leifer inside. A jump ball, though, is forced as he tried to go up with the layup. That was Kari Taylor forcing the jump ball.
Rami, as we have a second, just to mention, you know, in the producer's booth, we get to look at the screen that you guys are viewing at home with the new YU Max Live scoreboard. Well done. Thank you to the Yeshiva, whoever produced this scoreboard. It's excellent to see that there's fouls on the bottom with the timer and everything.
As Gabe Leifer on the other end, another three. He's now 4 for 4 from behind the arc so far in this game.
Gabe pushes his totals out to 20 points so far with already still 18.5 remaining in the second half.
As we mentioned earlier, Gabe reached the 1,000-point mark Thursday night against Purchase. A real monumental mark to reach for Gabe Leifer in his YU basketball career. Macs are up 18 minutes to play in this second half as they come up with the steal there. Bar aloof now to Gabe in the corner. Looked to take the three but thought better of it. Now Terrell inside, up and under layup, no good, but he is fouled.
Rami, as we watch the Manhattanville defense, you know, they're starting a little bit like they started that first half. A little stagnant, a lot of standing around, watching the one-on-one matchups as the YU Macs just find themselves standing free on the outside. So, you know, if Ryan Terrell wants, you know, to run on his own, it seems like it's a one-on-one matchup. And if he wants to kick it out, he's got guys open on the perimeter. So Manhattanville standing up a little bit with their knees straight. So we'll look if they, you know, find that fire that they found in the last few minutes of the first half once again here.
Terrell knocks down both from the line, extending this Macs lead to 20 points for the first time in this one. Seems like the Macs have had pretty much at least a 10-point lead throughout this game. They had a nice run early and have maintained a comfortable lead really throughout. Granda, ball looked like it was kicked. Aloof up to Terrell. Pass is too far, and it is picked up by the Valiant's Jake Dunn, who will come the other way. Granda now up top, guarded by Bar Aloof. Good defense by Aloof. Granda forced to kick it out. That's P.D. Galgano now to the corner. Back to Granda. Shot off iron, no good. Rebound collected by Ryan Terrell. Simcha now with a cross-court pass to Bar Aloof. Aloof for three, no good. Leifer with a rebound, doesn't even come down with it, and puts it back up and in.
Leifer once again standing tall in the lane, up and in on the strong offensive board off the Aloof miss.
Just some unbelievable play here by Gabe Leifer so far tonight. Really a joy to watch. Leifer there contests the shot, no good. Bar Aloof up with the board. He'll bring it down the other way. Max up by 22 points.
You know what, Rami? Manhattanville hasn't led since 3-2 earlier in the first half, and a lot of that is due to the even-keeled slicer and dicer Gabe Leifer.
Gabe
always finding the offensive board.
Bar Aloof now with a three from the wing, no good off the front rim. Valiant's now the other way. That's Tommy Latito out to Dunn with a long triple, no good. Dunn really will pull up from anywhere.
Yeah, Rami, we've seen Dunn cash a couple of 30-footers. That one seemed more like 35. Couldn't convert there from nearly the half-court circle.
Donnie Katz now in the post, looking to dish. Out to Gabe. Gabe with a long three. Up, no good, back rim. Rebound collected by the Valiant's Kari Taylor. Now Galgano out to Latito. Latito's shot from the middle, no good. Bar Aloof now the other way. 15.5 to play. Max up by 22. Simcha now over to Terrell. Terrell up and good. An easy 2 there for Ryan Terrell.
As you mentioned, Rami, easy 2 by Terrell, pushing the Max lead 66-42 with 15.5 remaining in this second half. And a great find, great finish by Terrell, patient underneath.
A full timeout here for Manhattanville. They'll look to collect themselves as they have gotten themselves into a 24-point hole early in this second half. The Max have had a lead throughout, now up to 24 points. This lead, if Manhattanville doesn't go on a run soon, could be insurmountable for the Valiants.
Yeah, absolutely, Rami. They did a great job, as we have consistently mentioned throughout the first half, of sticking around. Manhattanville has. But right now, to start this half, YU has found themselves off to an amazing, amazing start. They're on currently a 12-2 run in the first 4.5 minutes of this first half. A lot of that is due to Gabe Leifer. I believe he has 5 to start this second half. So he's done a great job leading this YU team, as he's done throughout the season, to be honest.
Yeah, Gabe affects the game in all areas. Defense, rebounding, scoring. Really just an incredible season so far for Gabe Leifer. We are coming out of this timeout. For the Max, it will be Terrell, both Halpert brothers, Gabe Leifer, and checking into the game, Ofek Reef.
Yeah, and a very important timeout call there by Coach Alessi of the Manhattanville Valiants, trying to slow the pace of YU a little bit as they find themselves, as we mentioned, on a 12-2 run. So we'll see how they come out of the timeout right now, if Manhattanville has something drawn up to try to cash in on an easy 2 or 3.
Manhattanville with an important possession here out of the timeout. It's Granda on Eitan Halpert. Over to Kari Taylor. Ball is blocked by Gabe Leifer, and it will be a jump ball, possession to the Max.
Yeah, I mean, that won't go down in the books as a block, but that's Gabe's 3rd block of the night in my eyes. But he's been seriously affecting the defensive end for the Max, not allowing Manhattanville to get easy buckets down low, especially Taylor.
Some full court pressure there from the Valiants, trying to get a steal. They did, not because of their defense, but because Ryan Terrell slipped crossing half court. Granda now up top. Look to go by Terrell. Terrell used his hands a little bit too much. Will get called for the hand checking foul there.
That's Terrell's first foul, Rami. He doesn't find himself in foul trouble right now, which is good for the Max. Keep this guy on the floor. Terrell hasn't been scoring on such a high clip, in the last few nights, but he still finds himself with a nice double-digit output. Had 11 at the half, and he's been great for the Max thus far.
Gabe with a steal there, averaging 1.5 per game. Up to Ofek Reef, layup no good, but tipped by Terrell, back to Ofek Reef, and a wide open layup is good.
Reef with 6 energetic points tonight. They don't need Reef to score outlandish numbers, but they love his energy off the bench.
Now Kari Taylor in the post against Gabe Leifer. A nice dish over to Galgano, who snuck behind the defense for a layup.
Great cut there by Galgano, but Terrell called for a surprising travel under their own basket, and the ball will go right back to the Valiants, who are down by 24.
Yeah, Terrell collected that inbounds pass to not realize that the Valiants were applying some full court pressure. Hesitated to put the ball down for a second, called for a traveling violation. Valiant's ball now underneath.
Reef was replaced just now, I believe, by Simcha, or Bar Aloof, excuse me. Went straight into the locker room. I hope everything's okay.
Ball tipped out of bounds there. Valiants retain possession once again. Inbounds passes to Latito. Latito dribbles to his left. Cross-court pass cannot connect. He was looking for Galgano there in the corner for an open look. Pass was a little bit low and wide and bounced out of bounds off a couple fans.
After the sloppy turnover by Terrell, ball goes right back to the Max on the sloppy turnover by Manhattanville.
Max lead is 24 as we approach 13.5 minutes to play here in the second half. As the ball is stolen away from Gabe Leifer, Valiants look to push the other way. Bounce pass inside, looking for Kari Taylor, but poked out of bounds by Gabe. Some good hustle back on defense there from him.
And straight from the first half into the second half, Corey Madden, number 11 on the Valiants, providing a lot of energy off the bench. Had that steal there on Gabe and pushed it down to the other end. But a nice defensive play there from the Max.
Yeah, Gabe with great hands once again, deflecting that pass as Ryan Terrell on the other end, just a little bit too tall, finishes up over the defense.
Yeah, Terrell standing, as we mentioned, at 6'7", over the 6'1". Latito doesn't allow him to even have any sort of block on him on the defensive end.
A nice kick out there. That's Matt Bielenda with the open triple, cutting this lead to 23 points. Some full court pressure here from the Valiants. The Max struggled with a little bit of pressure last week, Sammy.
Yeah, the Max struggled against Sarah Lawrence in the second half, breaking the press. Sarah Lawrence really providing a lot of pressure on the Max as Simcha Halper went down with a back injury. And a good play there by Bar Aloof underneath. But yeah, as we mentioned, the Max needed that late three from Gabe Leifer to win by 2 against Sarah Lawrence. And we'll see if the pressure by the Valiants applies any type of waiver to the Max offense right now.
Leifer didn't want to foul there. Kari Taylor finishes the layup up over him, cutting this lead back to 23 points. Simcha Halpert pulls up from a long three, and he hits it. Simcha Halpert for Trey.
Simcha, one of those guys that can pull up from anywhere on the court. He averages 43% from beyond the arc and 17 points per game.
Kari Taylor no good. Bar Aloof collects the rebound. He'll push the other way. Out to Simcha. Simcha for 3. He got it. Back-to-back triples for Simcha Halpert.
Same spot, no problem for Simcha. Back-to-back threes, 6 in a row for Halpert.
And Ofek Reef, worth mentioning, ran into the locker room there briefly. He just came back out of the locker room, climbed over a couple fans to get back to the Max bench. Max break the pressure. Simcha with the dish to Bar Aloof inside. Aloof layup no good, but Terrell backwards puts the ball back into the hoop. Max lead is 29.
Terrell flashes his athleticism there with a little backwards put-back layup. We've seen his athleticism throughout this season with a couple of beautiful alley-oops. Maybe we'll see one later, Rami.
And Eitan Halpert now with another steal. Terrell on the break. He is fouled. A blocking call will go against the Valiants' Matt Bielenda.
Rami, you love to see when the ref makes the correct call on the questionable block or charge. And there the ref seemingly, made a correct call as Terrell barreled through the defense, but he really avoided that charge properly in order to keep the ball on the Max end.
Ofek Reef back into the game. Looks like he is good and healthy. Checking back into the game here. A lob off the inbounds to Terrell. Puts it in one-handed.
As mentioned earlier, Rami, some athleticism there from Terrell. Looked for that alley-oop, but doesn't matter. He can convert any way he wants.
Corey Madden now up top for the Valiants. A step-back 3 in Malobsky's face. Fell down, looked for a foul. No foul is called. Now Eitan Halpert the other way. Finds his brother Simcha. Simcha for 3. No good. Short. But Ofek Reef down with the offensive rebound is fouled by the Valiants' Chris Maestra.
Great offensive rebound there by Reef. We've constantly mentioned tonight his energetic presence, offensive glass, crashing there. Great play by Ofek.
Reef now inbounds to Terrell, over to Halpert. Eitan Halpert, that is. Eitan now over to Simcha Halpert. Simcha Halpert steps back for 3. Shot was no good, but he's called for a travel anyways. Was called for a travel on the James Harden step back last game as well. Looks like the refs maybe need to watch a little bit more NBA to get used to such a move.
Yeah, Rami, in the YU gym, I don't know if you can get away with that one.
Jake Dunn now over to big man Jackson Leach. Now back over to Dunn. Back to Leach. Leach inside. Finishes around the contact. It was Ofek Reef looking to take the charge on a driving Leach. He will be called for a blocking foul.
Not a great play on the defensive end there by Malovsky. He fell for the Leach pump fake. Leach hasn't proved exactly to be the three-point threat, as he stands pretty tall at 6'6", but you know, Malovsky fooled there, and Leach made a nice move to the basket. Can't convert though on the first free throw.
First free throw, no good. Bar Aloof will check into the game, subbing out Simcha Halpert. Max up by 31 points here, just over 10 minutes to play in this second half. This game seems to be just about over. We'll see if Manhattanville can put together a run. They will need one quick if they want to come out on top in this one.
Yeah, Rami.
Eitan Halpert trapped. Steal by Manhattanville. Jake Dunn now the other way with a wide open layup.
Yeah, Rami, a 29-point lead for the Max. I don't know necessarily if Manhattanville is going to come back into this one, but right now, a couple of fun things to watch for. Can we see how the YU bench produces, as they've generally been a six-man scoring machine from the starting five down to Reef. We'll see if their bench players can produce. And also important to note, as Gabe Leifer stands to check back in, we'll be watching his scoring numbers, and it's too early to tell, but we'll see how he can rack up his scoring totals for the remainder of the game.
Jake Dunn now over to Corey Madden. He'll drive into the middle, puts up a floater, no good, but the rebound collected and shot up and no good for Manhattanville. Aloof the other way to Terrell. Terrell foul driving to the hoop.
Rami, I like that no matter what, YU might find themselves up, you know, by quite a number here, but I still enjoy to see them pushing the ball. Some of the starters on the floor, but I wonder when that time's going to come for Coach, for Coach Steinmetz to decide, let's keep our players healthy, keep them on the bench as we have another few important games remaining on this season.
Gabe lowers his shoulder inside, could not get the layup to go. Ball is fought for. A couple of guys hit the deck. And foul will go on Eitan Halpert. Manhattanville will inbound. Just over 9 minutes to play here. Max with a big lead, 82-54. Looking to close this one out and stay on top of this Skyline Conference. Shot is no good, and rebound collected again by Gabe Leifer. Leifer now takes it the other way to Reef. Reef inside to Malovsky, back to Reef. Layup no good. Some good two-man action there, but Reef could not convert on the layup. Now another layup for Reef after he got the offensive rebound. Goes up and is fouled.
Yeah, Rami, great energetic hustle there by Reef, grabbing that steal after the rebound. Able to get himself to the line right now for two shots as the clock stops with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. Max with a large lead. And we'll see Bar Aloof ready to check in along with Simcha Halpert. I like that Coach Steinmetz is keeping his players fresh, honestly, throughout this blowout.
Yeah, a lot of substitutions for Coach Steinmetz, trying to keep everybody in the game but keep everybody fresh. You'd hate to see a guy get hurt with the Max up by 29 points here in this one. Ofek Reef now getting ready to take his second shot from the line. Up and good. Manhattanville now with the ball. That's Corey Madden up on top. Jackson Leach now behind the back inside. Pass is picked off by Gabe, but now stolen back by the Valiants. Up and fouled is Wesley Craw. He'll go to the line for two.
As the Max right now find themselves up by 30, some fans in the corner are rowdily cheering, "We want Jasper." They're looking for Jasper Newman, the sophomore, number 21 on Yeshiva, who averages 1 point per game. We'll see if he can be pulled off the bench by Coach Steinmetz to please the fans a little bit.
Yeah, again, a 30-point lead for the Max here with 8.5 minutes left. Look for Coach Steinmetz in the next few minutes or so, assuming this lead stays where it is, to start emptying the bench. We could see some guys that we don't normally see so much get some minutes in this one.
Yeah, but Rami, it's important to note that there's guys that we do see that can use the extra boost. Maybe guys like Tyler Hode, Kevin Boker, Eitan Halpert, Caleb Malobsky, guys who we see, consistently with a couple of minutes here and there throughout important key matchups. We'll see how Coach Halpert keeps them fresh throughout the end of this one.
Valiance on offense. That's Corey Madden, who was called for taking too many steps. Once again, the Valiants extending some full court pressure here. The Macs have not dealt well with it so far in this one, with a few turnovers already. As we see another turnover there. Bad pass by Bar Aloof. Valiants with a 3, no good. Offensive rebound fought for, and a foul will go against Donnie Katz of the Macs.
Donnie with an aggressive push on the board there, gets called for the foul. And you know what, Rami, we mentioned it earlier, we'll mention it again. Major problems breaking the press for the Macs. The other night, we thought maybe it could have been a problem as Simcha Halpert was off the floor with a back injury against Sarah Lawrence. But tonight, Simcha's here, starting 5 is on the floor. Ofek Reef in there to help with the press break. However, they can't right now break the press in the last few possessions.
It's Jake Dunn up top, over to Madden. Madden with a floater inside. Didn't even catch the rim. An offensive rebound put back up, also no good by Wesley Craw. Max the other way. It's Ryan Terrell up. A beautiful layup over the extended Jackson Leach. Ryan Terrell showing off his hops.
Yeah, Terrell has scored fearlessly in the second half, been able to put the ball in the bucket with ease. And we see the Max lead and the cushion grow to 31.
And a nice layup on the other end for Manhattanville's Chris Maestra, the sophomore from the Bronx. A little scoop under the extended arms of Gabe Leifer.
Great play there by Maestra. And you know what? It's interesting to note that Coach Steinmetz keeps his starters in here. But I think there's a reason why Steinmetz is doing this. It's to keep his guys in to practice, breaking that press with his starters, not getting guys in there who are more accustomed to dribbling up the floor, like maybe Tyler Hode, Eitan Halpert, guys that are going to be in there in these key moments who are going to need to break the press as a unit. And we see right now that they do that well with Halpert putting up the 3 and cashing it home.
Yeah, just as you mentioned it, a good job breaking the pressure there by the Macs, and a wide open triple connects for Simcha Halpert. The Macs up to 89 points already with 7 minutes to play. Looks like they should break the 100-point mark once again this season. They've already done it a couple times. The high-scoring Macs at it again on this Saturday night matchup.
Oh yeah, Rami, they average 85 points per game. They shoot it over 50% at 52 a game. They shoot from almost 40% from 3. This Max team definitely knows how to score. It reminds me, of last year. Max as well. Last year scored at ease, and we have a lot of similar players right now on the team. Just a couple of great additions. Bar Aloof back, Ofek Reef providing energy off the bench. These are guys that have only added to that scoring total for the Max. And to see guys like Simcha Halpert feeling good, feeling like they're back at it right now. Simcha, a key component to the offense, of course, as he has been over the last 3 seasons. So it's great to see that he's, kind of scoring with ease from beyond the arc once again.
That's right. As Donnie Katz draws the charge, we've seen him do it so many times in years past. Once again, sacrifices his body, takes a charge.
Rami, that's something that Donnie is known for. I think Coach Steinmetz eggs his players on always and consistently to draw charges. And Donnie, I would say he averages at least a half a charge drawn per game. It's impressive to see him on the defensive end, sacrificing his body, as you mentioned.
Also really remarkable and needs mentioning, the Macs, not only do they shoot 53% from the field, best in the country, but also 19.2 assists per game. That's 5th in the country. They don't just score it well, but they also pass it well, Sammy.
Absolutely, Rami. The Macs love giving each other the ball, finding the open man, as we saw there, where we found Terrell found underneath, wide open, goes up for the layup, but fouled, and we'll see what he hits on 2 free throws.
Once again, next Saturday night, just a week from now, is YU's next home game. They take on Mount St. Vincent at 8:30. Make sure to tune in once again right here at maxlive.com. Donnie Katz will check out of the game. Kevin Boker now into the game, the senior from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, Kevin, one of those guys. We'll see how he produces down the stretch. He's been a classic in-and-out type of player, one of those guys who have provided some key minutes throughout his YU career. He's in his senior season. We'll see how he's able to produce here and if Coach Steinmetz can trust him more down the stretch of this season.
A nice pull-up there from Chris Maestra of Manhattanville. They once again extend some pressure. Kevin Boker now inside, out to Simcha for three. No good, but Gabe with the putback. Gabe Leifer once again pounding the offensive boards. Didn't even have to come down with that one. Put back up for two. The fans are excited, and it's because they are getting their wish. Jasper Newman about to check into this one.
Yeah, the fans love when they see their hometown favorite Jackson Newman checking in. You know, when Coach Steinmetz allows the fans to have fun, the fans enjoy it, and they feel gratitude for this team, and they love coming out because of the fact that Coach Steinmetz loves the fans. Rami, if the pace continues as we've seen it tonight, the Macs should go on to their 17th straight victory, which ties a program record. And important that we all keep on our calendars Monday night at Williams College, a team that reached the Sweet 16 last year in the D3 tournament. YU will go to Williams College, travel to Massachusetts to face them away in an important key matchup down the stretch, and we'll see how they fare, looking to beat the program record 17 straight wins and push it to 18 in a row to stay atop the Skyline Conference and in those college basketball rankings.
Gabe Leifer exits the game to a standing ovation from this Max crowd. They appreciate what Gabe has done this whole season, and once again in this game, a huge double-double performance from Gabe Leifer. Manhattanville the other way. Shot is up and good, and the foul. That's Wesley Craw with a nice take. As you mentioned, Williams College really going to be a good test for this Max team. They've been running away from the Skyline Conference. Not many games have been close. They had a close game against Sarah Lawrence, but most games they've won by at least 20 points. Really a nice test as they head to Williams College Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely, Rami. And even against Purchase, who was the number 2 team in the conference, they put up a great showing against Purchase. It was definitely close throughout the first half, but YU led by 20 at points in the second half and ended up winning by 13. So as you mentioned, Sarah Lawrence has been really their only serious contest throughout this last streak, throughout a lot of this streak, and Williams College will be a very, very important game down this stretch because it'll provide also some sort of playoff atmosphere, right? We've seen YU play in many, many playoff games over the last few years. They were unsuccessful last year. They won the championship 2 years ago, so we'll see how they fare against this tough Williams College team.
Jasper Newman to the line, connects on the first. Crowd loves it. As Ryan Terrell now will check out of the game. He will be checked by Sammy Mandel. About 5.5 minutes to play. The Macs starting to empty the bench a little bit. We see Max Leibowitz on the court. We see Jasper Newman on the court. Sammy Mandel, Kevin Boker, and Caleb Milobsky. That is the 5 for the Macs.
Yeah, Rami, definitely an unfamiliar unit out here, but the home crowd loves it. They feed off of this energy, as we mentioned before. Sammy Mandel is a crowd favorite. Clearly, Jasper Newman is a crowd favorite, and we'll see how these guys can play down the stretch. There's still 5 minutes remaining. Some serious bench time, some serious bench minutes for these guys. So we'll see how they fare down the stretch.
Milobsky now drives. Double pump layup. No good, but he is fouled and will head to the free throw line. Under 5 minutes to play. Max lead 97-65. Just 3 points away from that 100-point mark. Really an incredible offensive output so far here for the Max.
As Malobsky converts on that free throw, he's been a pretty good backup for Donnie Katz throughout the season, providing some important minutes, giving those big men of the starting lineup relief. And Malobsky, you know, he's shown his prowess and he's shown that he can put the ball in the bucket. He's got, I believe, 6 tonight after that miss. And Ryan Boker looks to check in, brother of Kevin Boker, after the next stoppage of possession.
Madden with a nice layup on one end for Manhattanville. Yeah, Ryan Boker, the big man from Chicago, looking to sub in. Again, Kevin Boker's brother. Not only do we have both Halperts on this team, but we have another pair of brothers in the Bokers.
Yeah, we'll see how Ryan Boker fares. We haven't seen him much throughout the season. He only averages just a few minutes per game at best. And we'll see how Ryan plays now. He's going to check in, I believe, with his brother. Coach Halpert called that timeout specifically to get him in the game, as YU doesn't exactly need a timeout right now, up by 31 with 4.5 remaining.
A Let's Go Max chant breaks out, led by the Terrell parents. Real Max super fans here in this gym, trying to get the crowd into it. We are out of the timeout, 4:38 to play. The Max lead it 98-67. For the Max, we have Max Leibowitz. We have the Boker brothers, Jasper Newman, and Sammy Mandel all on the court. A steal by Madden. He will pull up for three. No good. Rebound pulled down though. And Chris Maestra is fouled. That is the 8th foul against the Max, putting Maestra at the line for a 1-and-1. As Alon Jakubowicz will sub in, taking out Kevin Boker. Jakubowicz, a 6'7" sophomore from Woodmere, New York.
Jakubowicz, one of those bench players who are checking in right now, taking off the scrubs, trying to get a couple of strong minutes down the stretch. YU sitting at 98, looking to push the button to triple digits tonight. Rami, does the scoreboard hold triple digits? You think that new Max scoreboard holds triple digits?
I think I do see the shape of a 1, which will light up if they reach 100. It won't go to 200 though.
But we'll see, Rami, how the new Max live broadcast scoreboard holds if we can break that triple digit mark.
You were talking about the scoreboard on the website. My fault, Sammy. I can't keep up with you sometimes. As a steal there from Galgano, he goes the other way, finishes the layup, and the foul will go against Max Leibowitz.
You like to see Manhattanville still pushing the ball, trying to get down the floor, as we have mentioned earlier. Even with this point differential down 28, you never like to see a team just throw in the towel. But Coach Steinmetz, I love it, clearing out the bench, letting these guys get valuable minutes to them. And being a bench player is never easy, and you love to see these guys stick it out, be there for the team, excited about what the future holds in their YU careers.
Ryan Boker up on top. He is fouled by Corey Madden. And Ryan Boker will go to the line. That's 10 fouls now against Manhattanville in the double bonus, so it will be 2 shots for Ryan Boker.
Let's see how Boker does on these 2 free throws. He's just averaging half a point a game. We'll see if he can eclipse that mark on the second.
Boker empty on the first one.
He went to your alma mater, Rami, right? For high school?
He sure did. Ida Crown Jewish Academy.
He was a star of that team in Sarachek, huh?
He was. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit older, never got to play with him. I did play with Kevin Boker, though, also on this Max team. Max Leibowitz now inside, out to Jasper Newman. He'll pull up. Shot rims in and out. The crowd wanted that one to drop for Jasper. And a foul call there. That will go against Max Leibowitz, the 6-foot sophomore from California.
You love that Coach Steinmetz still has fire in his eyes. He's providing energy to these guys on the floor. He's telling them, you know what, the game isn't over yet. Let's play our hearts out. Let's use these minutes valuably. And he's talking with his guys. He's talking with Leibowitz after that foul call. He doesn't want to see anyone just give up easy buckets, get anyone to the line easily. I love that from Coach Steinmetz.
The lead is 25 points for the Max. Inside to Ryan Boker. Ball is tipped, but Ryan retains possession. Leibowitz now looking for Newman inside. Cross-court pass picked off by Madden. Madden the other way. A wild finish. Can't get it to go. But Manhattanville collects the offensive rebound. A kick out now. That's Matt Bielenda for three, and it is good. Quick timeout called by the Manhattanville coach. That'll be a 30-second timeout. Excuse me, that'll be a full timeout for Manhattanville as we are at 2 minutes, 54 seconds to play in this second half. Max with a comfortable 22-point lead. They look to push this win streak up to 17 wins in a row now.
Yeah, Rami, this team found themselves up by anywhere from 32 tonight as Manhattanville didn't lead at all. As Manhattanville did not lead, since 3-2 earlier in the first quarter. And YU now up by 22. But we mentioned at 4:10 that YU was pushing the button on 100 points. They haven't yet done that. It went about a minute and 20 seconds without scoring. So we'll see, what Coach Steinmetz draws up in this timeout to allow for their bench players to get some buckets.
And make sure to stay tuned. Coming up right after the game, we will have player interviews. Gabe Leifer will be in the booth. Gabe Leifer will be joining us in the booth. Please stay tuned after the game. We'll take a quick commercial break and come right back with an interview with the great Gabe Leifer. Mandel now on the wing.
Gabe Rami eclipsed a double-double in the first half easily, and he was really just did everything for this Max squad tonight. He had a bunch of blocks, a couple of assists. He's consistently been incredible throughout the season. I would say, I think many would agree, coming straight from our producer, David Schwartzman. He told me today, our executive director, David Schwartzman, he told me today that he believes Gabe Leifer is the #1 player in the Skyline Conference, and honestly, I would agree with him on that one. He's been outstanding in all facets of the game throughout this season.
That foul against Alonja Kubowitz. It'll send Chris Maestro to the line for 2 shots. Tyler Hode looking to check into this one. .22 to play as Maestro's first free throw up, no good, off the front rim. We'll see Tyler Hode and Kevin Boker check into the game. They will spell Sammy Mandel and Jasper Newman as they go off to some applause from these Max fans here. Once again, a capacity crowd on hand here at the Max Stern Athletic Center. A lot of fans coming to see the Max try to push this win streak up to 17 straight. Kevin Boker now on the wing. Jakubowicz up top, over to Ryan Boker. Ryan to his brother Kevin. Kevin now to Tyler Hode. Max patient on offense. Ryan Boker now in the post. Out to Tyler. Tyler inside, back to Ryan. Mid-range jumper is no good. Rebound fought for and pulled down by the Valiants.
Rami, I think Tyler's in there for that exact reason, maybe to facilitate a little bit, get a couple of points on the board right now. Max have been quiet for the last 3 minutes or so, so we'll see if Tyler can do that to help eclipse that 100 mark as we've mentioned for the last few minutes.
Ryan Boker now inside, layup is good, and just as you said it, 100 points for the Yeshiva Max.
Fans excited as they eclipse the triple-digit mark. I saw a lot of Snapchatting going on during that bucket by Boker, but a great play there to get the Max up to 100.
Also nice to see Ryan Boker get his name on the stat sheet there. A nice driving layup from him. Hode now with a lob into Jakubowicz. Ball is deflected and stolen by Manhattanville.
Tyler Hode is just that type of guy that even if he finds himself open at the top of the key, or even if he could put up a floater in the lane, he'll still look for his teammate, try to get the young guys involved. Tyler knows this is his senior season. He's just trying to get the young guys involved, get everybody happy, put people on the stat sheet. They tried to do that there with Jakubowicz.
Just over 30 seconds now to play. Max up by 23 points as Kevin Boker with a three, no good. Once again, we will head to a commercial break just after this one ends, but stay tuned as Gabe Leifer will be in the booth with us for a post-game interview. Madden now blocked, collects it, and puts it back up, cutting this Max lead to 21 points. 10 seconds to play. It will be Max Leibowitz dribbling it out for the Max. Stay tuned again. Gabe Leifer will be with us in the booth. The Max with the victory, 100-79, extending this win streak to 17 games. Again, thank you to our cameraman, Daniel Malul, and our producer, Yehoshua Segal. Stay with us for the post-game interview with Gabe Leifer, coming right up. YU with a huge 21-point win here, extending their win streak to 17 games. With me in the booth, Gabe Leifer. Gabe, a huge game again for you tonight. We know Thursday night you eclipsed the 1,000-point mark. You were a plus 40 in your plus-minus tonight. What was working for you?
Just our scout. Follow the game plan. We knew what we were going to do coming to the game. We knew that we had to be more patient, like we did against Purchase. And if we just execute our game plan, we knew that we'd be successful at the end of the night.
Monday night, a big matchup. You guys go on the road to Williams College. They made the Sweet 16 of last year's tournament. What do you guys have to do to pick up a big win against Williams College on the road Monday night?
just play our game. I mean, I know the seniors on our team, they've played against them. I think this is their 4th year and they've never won, so I know this is one that they really want to get. Simcha's like circling on his schedule. Simcha and Donnie really want to get this, so I know that we just have to follow our game plan, trust our coaches, do what they say, read the scout, and if we execute the game plan again, hopefully we'll be successful.
Once again, congratulations to you, eclipsing 1,000 points.
Thank you.
Tune in next Saturday night. That's our next home game against Mount St. Vincent. Again, the Max lead 179, pushing this win streak up to 17 games. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.